Hello. So, yesterday I became really aware of how do I put this? How much I take for granted. Like, just, like, I guess, just how much I take for granted. I take being healthy for granted so much. And this came about in my sixth period class. So there's this girl, and she came in crying. I was like, genuinely? And, like, girls are crying. It's like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna ignore it. Because, let's face it, as teenagers, girls are very emotionally unstable. But this girl, I knew if she's going to cry, it's not going to be because of just anything. Because she's had cancer. Like, I remember it was last year, she had her leg amputated. And then for the majority of this first year, she had no hair because she was going through chemotherapy, and she had just started getting her hair back. She had about maybe an inch and a half to 2 inch long hair, and so she was crying. Like, this is like, okay, something's definitely up. I didn't want to ask her just because I'm not close friends with her, and obviously, if someone's crying, it's something kind of personal. So I just kind of left it alone. But then my friend on my bus, who is friends with her, she um she told me about what was happening. Um, Apparently the cancer showed back up, and sorry, phlegm in my throat. But the cancer showed back up, and her chances of making it through this are 1 in 10. And she's like a sophomore. I'm a senior. I'm graduating in 7 days, and she is a sophomore. Has a 1 in 10 chance of making it. 10%. I'm good with numbers, and I know 10%. Not very high at all. It's not a good number. But I know it's better than 0%, but at 16 years old, you don't want to say you have a 10% chance of making it. You want to be able to say, like, you want to be able to think, I'm invincible, because teenagers are supposed to have that mental mentality of, like, being invincible, but she can't have that because she's got cancer. Like, I just, I don't know. It just made me realize, like, how much I take for granted. Like, me sitting here right now, perfectly healthy, maybe a slightly stuffy nose, but that's probably just because of allergies and not actual sickness. Yeah, I realized how much I take for granted when she's had to go through cancer, go through an amputation, and chemotherapy, all while going to school. And now she has to probably go through chemotherapy again, lose her hair that she finally gotten back again, and it just sucks. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because oftentimes it takes something really serious and maybe not necessarily painful, but unfortunate things to make you realize A, your mortality, and B, things you take for granted. So just wanted to share that.